besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome. You're very welcome to this wonderful community. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe, and don't forget to like, to share this video so that it reaches the appropriate people, and also to comment in the comment section below. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome bestie. You already know my name. I'm Penny. You know who I am. You know that I'm a medical student, and I'm back again to continue the previous video where I was actually speaking about anatomy, speaking about physiology, and in this video I'm actually going to talk about the spot test. I'm going to talk about the spot test. I don't know why this just sounds so terrifying. This just sounds so bad, man. When I first heard I'm going to write a spot test, I was very scared. But then don't worry, if you're very overwhelmed, I got you. I'm going to give you all the tips that you need to prepare for that test, and you're going to ace it. I'm going to tell you what I wish I had done right and everything around that. So I got you. If you didn't watch my previous video, please go watch it. It's all about the tips around anatomy and physiology. And now I want to keep my video short. I feel like I speak a lot. I speak a lot, guys. And it's something that I feel like I want to change, because I don't like long videos personally myself, but I end up having the longest videos ever. So today we're going to speak about the spot test. So what's the spot test? The spot test is a test whereby it's an anatomy test. So it's an anatomy spot test. So they're actually going to just give you structures that you need to just spot. Okay, that is this, that is this, that is that. Easy as that. Please don't be scared. So number one, I'm actually going to talk about how they're actually going to ask you the questions at first. Like how are spot test questions usually asked. So number one, they actually they don't ask you directly that what is this. Okay, some questions do say what is this, but most of them, what is this, what innervates this, blood supply, which structure passes through this. I'm not sure if you get my point. If the system didn't change, that's how they actually ask, and I don't think it did change. So you need to know your anatomy. This tells you need to know your anatomy. You need to know your work properly, because if they're gonna ask you, okay, this is the heart, they're gonna show you a part of the heart. Maybe you need to know how the heart is oriented. Like you need to know how it is and how it stands, and where the superior vena cava is and the inferior. You need to know every little thing in your anatomy, because they're gonna ask you those things. So they're going to give you maybe a muscle, and they're going to tell you what they're gonna ask you, which artery passes through this muscle. You need to know that. So there's no use in knowing the muscle and not knowing what's happening with the muscle. So when you're studying for the spot test, firstly, don't focus on identifying, because you need to identify what that is for you to actually get to the question of what actually passes through that, or what supplies that, or what's the function of that particular muscle, which nerve does this and this. When this nerve is damaged, it causes this and this. Before you get to that, you need to know your muscle. So yeah, it's good to spot, okay, there's this muscle, but what's happening with that, which nerve supplies that, and if that is damaged, what happens? You need to know the little things that's how they're gonna ask you advanced in your spot test. I was also very shocked. Yeah, some questions you're gonna spot, which is very important to spot. You need to know what structure you're looking at, but then know stuff around it. Hence it's important to study. So how are you gonna study for this spot test? So I spoke about how they ask questions. I'm just giving you an idea of how you should study for it. Do not only learn how to actually spot and see stuff, but also learn their arterial supplies, learn their nerves, learn everything around them, learn their relations, because they'll give you the mediastinum, okay, and they'll give you a structure in the mediastinum, and they'll tell you which structure is anterior to this structure. If you don't know, you don't know. Despite you knowing that structure, yes, you can think, but no, No, guys, it's not that deep, but then you got this. Secondly, how are you gonna prepare for this test? Firstly, you doing your work during the blog. I gave tips in my last video. You gotta go watch that video, it's very important. So do the work during the blog. Know your anatomy. You need to know your anatomy. I wish I had known my anatomy to the deepest level, because preparing for that test is very stressful if you don't know your anatomy, and you get to see how much you need to learn. So know your anatomy. How are you gonna know your anatomy? You need your atlas, you need your lecture slides, and you need the YouTube channels that I just gave you in the previous video. So know your anatomy using this 3, and you're gonna also use this 3 to prepare for your sport. So as much as you know your anatomy, preparing for the sport, you need to at least like go back and look at things for the last time, you know. So you're gonna use this 3. I think your atlas is sufficient, your lecture slides, and those YouTube videos, very, very much sufficient to actually like prepare for that sport test. And then secondly, in the spot test, you're not going to get pictures that are actually similar to what you see in the atlas. Guys, the atlas is beautiful. The latest atlas is beautiful. Drawings, the veins are very blue, the arteries are very red, the nerves are yellow. Like, you can see everything is so beautiful. Hence I love it. It's nice to use it to study, but when it comes to spot test, my dear, they're actually going to give you the actual cadaver pictures. So you're going to write your spot test with the actual cadaver. So it's more like you're looking at the cadaver. Hence, it's important to attend your dissections so that you can actually see structures and how they are. The veins are in that blue, the arteries are in that red. Like, so you can get to see things. I'm not saying you're actually going to like get everything at the dissection hall, but you get to get an idea of what you're looking at. You get to get an idea of how the brain looks like, how the liver looks like, how the lungs look like. You get to see all these structures, and in the spot test, that's what they're gonna give you. They're gonna give you those structures. So as much as you're going to use your letters, your lecture slides, and everything which have like nice pictures to study with, you gotta go and use something that gives you cadaver pictures. So yeah, so there's an atlas known as McMean. I didn't have McMean. That I think I mentioned McMean in my previous video, and I said it's not a good atlas to have and whatsoever around it, comparing it to my letters. But then McMean is actually good for studying for your spot test. It's actually good for studying for your spot test because it gives you like cadaver pictures. So you get to see the real thing, you know, you get to see how real things are. Yeah, and then there's a YouTube channel that I used that actually gave cadaver pictures. I actually don't want to talk about it now here because I forgot the name, and I don't know why I didn't go check it out before I shot this video. I'm trying to remember it, but I'll put it in the comment section. But then what I'm trying to say is go there with the mentality that you're going to see cadaver pictures. You're not going to see the pictures that you're seeing in your Netters Atlas. So you're gonna prepare with your Netters Atlas. It's important because sometimes they may give you a structure, you can't see it properly, ne? But you can relate. You can see what's next to it, and you can see what passes here because you studied. You can relate to what no man. This structure has to be this. It has to be this nerve. It can't be 1, 2, and 3. And then hence you know your answers. So that's what I'm saying. Know your work, but at the same time expect those cadaver pictures that you can't even see properly. But if you're prepared, you must definitely get it. I think that's all for the spot test. What I'm trying to say is that it's not that much of a big deal of a test. I wish I had done better, and it's not that bad, guys. I feel like if you know your anatomy, you got this, and also just expect that you're going to see cadaver pictures. Okay, now let's speak about histology. So guys, as I said, I didn't know what I was doing in histology. Like, every time I got my histology results, I was thanking God. Like, I was kneeling on the ground and saying, Lord, thank you. It's all by your grace. I don't know what I'm doing here, but you got me. But I don't want that to be the case with you. Hence, I plugged you in the previous video with an art class. I said attend your practicals. Like, I literally advised you to do things right. Don't follow my ways. Those were like really bad ways. I wish I had like learned my histology properly and given it much more time. But what I'm trying to say is that during your spot test, the histology part, they're actually just gonna bring pictures that you did in your practicals, and you're gonna have, what I like about histology at Wits is that you'll have a mock test before, and usually they'll just like bring everything that's in your lecture slides. So histology lecture slides sufficient to learn more and actually like solidify your information and actually get to understand stuff. The art class is the best. So don't worry guys, spot test, histology is where you should get your marks in the spot test, guys. Histology is where you should get your marks. I wish I knew this. Like, I would be flying now if I knew this. Like, my marks would be better, you know. Yeah, so if you do your lecture slides properly and you know your histology work, they're just gonna repeat stuff. They're just gonna ask the same thing over and over and over again. If you listen during your practicals, you got this. Like, you literally got that histology spot test. And then like the picture's literally the same. They're just gonna bring the same picture. You actually gonna spot it before you actually read the questions. You won't need any help. You literally gonna be like, okay, that's bone, that's this. You're gonna spot it properly. And then yeah, I think that's all for the spot test, guys. Relax, don't worry much about it. Know your work and also expect cadaver pictures. That's what I'm trying to like tell you. If you know your anatomy work, you got that spot test, like you got it. So thank you for watching my video. I hope it really helped, and I hope it's not as long, and I'll try to remember the channel that I said I'm gonna plug you guys with and just put it in my comment section. And then yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and please bring your friend, and I promise that next time my video is going to be very short, and I actually can't wait to shoot my next video. I can't wait to give you guys tips on med school, what I wish I did better, and how to actually improve your experience in medical school. Please join my community. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.